Today, we're not going to talk with dad, we're going to talk about dad. So I got the perfect person to do this with, my best friend and little sister, Kira.
Hello!
Wow, we're literally so on the same wavelength. He's always said that since we were babies. You can do anything you want if you put your mind to it and you work hard.
Because he works so hard and then he loves so hard.
Yeah, we always say to our dad, you set the expectation way too high.
God.
How are we ever gonna find guys that can even come close to how amazing you are?
I did put popcorn on my Chipotle bowl. Amazing.
What?
Yeah, I'll say it. I'm my father's daughter.
Welcome back to Girl Dad Podcast. I am Lexi O'Neill, and today we are joined by a very, very special guest, my best friend and little sister, Kira.
Hello! Oh, fun.
So this week, my dad is traveling with Liv, and we could not find time to talk. He was in Saudi.
This is Liv Golf. Oh my goodness. First one, how did it feel?
Feels great. Just about 50 yards in front of Brooks's tee. Just shy.
Brooks, how do you feel about
I
this?
felt good. The fact he teed off 300 yards in front of me, yeah, it was great.
And now he's in Hong Kong, and we had a crazy time difference. And I was just like, you know what? Today, we're not going to talk with dad. We're going to talk about dad. So I got the perfect person to do this with. We're back in Studio West in Utah. And we're just going to spend the day talking about our dad, things we've learned, our funniest stories about him, and how he has set the bar way too high for our future husbands.
Truly.
So, Kira, start off by telling us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, yeah. So I'm Kira. I'm the luckiest sister who gets to be right below Lex.
Oh my God.
Right now I'm in school. I'm at BYU in Utah, and I am studying experience design and management. I work in the athletic department right now. I get to do fan experience for the men's volleyball team,
So awesome.
who are ranked 5th right now in the nation.
Go
So
Cougs.
it's so fun. Go Cougs. I coach little girls basketball. It's one of my favorite things
So
ever. Inspired by my
cute.
father, which I'll talk more about later. And then I was thinking, well, actually on the drive over, I was thinking about fun ways I could introduce myself. And this is not it. But the first thing that came to my mind was to say,
What?
I'm an onion. Because there's lots of layers to me. And immediately I shut that song out.
There's no way.
And then
Oh my gosh, that is
decided to take another
amazing.
route. So I decided to say a few of my favorite things instead. I'm already crying.
One thing about Kira and I is that we think that we are the funniest people on the planet.
Yeah.
And most of the time we end up looking around, no one else in the room is laughing,
No one else
and we're
thinks we're
on the
funny.
floor crying. No.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so a few things about me that I thought I would share. Apart from the onion thing, I decided to go away from that route. But I love the song Super Bass by Nicki Minaj. Top 1 song of all time. Like, not even close.
She baptized her car. She got a new car a couple days ago, a white Bronco. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And she baptized it by playing Super Bass.
It's, yeah, of course. It wasn't even really a question for me. I love Diet Coke. And I have at least 2 drinks with me at all times. Normally 4.
Four.
Typically 4.
Always 4.
Yeah, it depends. That's mine. Yeah.
You drank all of that already?
There's like 3 sips gone. We stopped at Maverick on the way. And then there's one other thing I thought would be important to share, and it's that my birthday is my favorite day of the year.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And I think that pretty much sums up who I am.
She usually has an hour by hour, I'm not kidding, from 6 a.m. till midnight schedule. And it's so much fun. It's kind of everyone's favorite day of the year. 'Cause
Thank
it's
you.
just like
August 4th.
all about Kira. It's the best day ever.
Thank you.
Every day should be Kira's birthday.
Oh, yeah, it's true. I agree. Anyway, that's a little bit about me. But no, most of all, I am Lexi's biggest fan by far. There's no one who loves her more than I do. So I'm just
Stop
so
it.
happy to be here getting to chat with her today.
I feel the same about you. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad this worked out. This is literally perfect. Okay, so just to start it off, we're going to talk about being a girl dad. Neither of us have experience.
Not personally, no.
But our dad is seriously embodies a girl dad perfectly. From from the time we were little, because he has 4 daughters. There's 4 of us. So at all times, there's 5 girls and 1 boy in the house, which is so exciting. But from when we were little, he was playing with like princesses with us and learning all the Taylor Swift songs and just being everything a girl dad should be, being this sports guy, you know, who probably kind of wanted all sons and is seriously the best girl dad ever.
Truly, like the perfect father in that way. Yeah.
No, seriously the best. And we love a feminist king, and
the best.
He loves the girlies. He's just awesome. So I thought that we could go back and forth, maybe each share our 2, there's so many.
So
but 2
many
great classic stories of dad just being a girl dad.
Yeah, I love it.
You know?
I love it.
Okay, do you want to start or do you want me to start?
You start. You go first.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So the first story that I'll say is that when I was in high school, I couldn't drive until like halfway through my senior year. Like halfway through my junior year.
Yeah.
So my dad would drop me off at school every day. On his way to work. And I would get out of the car in front of the school and he would roll down all the windows and yell at every guy walking up to me, just yelling like, "Don't talk to my daughter. No boys allowed.
5 feet away.
5 feet away. Don't talk to her." Every single morning.
It is
and
terrible.
my friends still will bring it up to me. And it was, at the time, I was like, I cannot believe you're doing this to me.
mortified.
Like, this is the worst thing ever. That is the funniest thing ever. And I will be doing that to my kids because that is hilarious.
Awful. It is seriously
It's
awful.
so bad, but it built character for sure.
He does humble us.
He humbles us.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. I have one to start. It's a really small one, and then I'll get into a real one.
Okay.
But the first is, our dad travels a lot, obviously, with work. And so we tend to miss each other's calls quite often. And this was probably a month ago. I'd called him, and then he called me back while I was in class. And so he left me a voicemail. And I was walking out of, Marketing 201. And I answer the voicemail, and it says, "Hey, Keeks, it's Scott." And then just 5 seconds of silence, like dead silence. And then he's like, Dad, sorry.
Stop, that's so funny.
So that was a good one.
On those calls really quick, like in the last 2 weeks, we've missed every single call of each other's.
It's never consistent.
And then yesterday, I got so excited because I texted him like literally 15 texts about the podcast. I was like, "This is what I'm thinking, blah, blah, blah."
Yeah.
And then he finally calls me back. And I answered, I'm like, "Dad, oh my gosh, like finally, like how are you?" And it's like silent. I hear people talking in the background. All of a sudden, it's a quick hang up.
No.
He butt dialed me.
No.
And texted me, "Getting on my flight, call you later."
Oh, that's
He hasn't
terrible.
called me still.
Yeah,
But
it will never happen.
hilarious.
That is, and the thing about him is, if he calls you and you miss it, like you're screwed.
Game over. You're not going to talk to him for a
again.
week. Yeah.
You can call him back
Or a
immediately
month.
after. No. You don't
won't.
stand a chance.
You
It's
can
gone.
call. You can hang up and call back, and he'll be staring at his phone, and he will not answer it.
Yes. But it does really go back into, this is, talking about one of the lessons he's taught us. We'll talk more about it later, I'm sure, but he truly does be where his feet are at all times. And I think we clown him for it. Like we clown him for never answering our calls and whatever. But he's so engaged with the people he's actually with that it's like actually kind of tender.
It's so true.
Yeah, it's sweet.
I think that's where I picked up my bad texting.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
from,
We're the worst
because-
texters.
Yeah.
You won't hear back
The
from us
worst for
3 to
weeks.
5 business months.
Yeah, no, literally.
I responded to texts
Everyone
before
gets
Thanksgiving.
so mad at me. And then every like 3
it's
months,
so
I'm like,
bad.
okay, I got to go back.
You're
to
good
my
at
last
doing
3
that,
months.
actually. You
Thank
just hit
you.
them all. You quick hit.
Yeah, but it's 3 months later.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I still haven't hit mine from Thanksgiving, so.
I think I'm like at Christmas right now
Yeah.
after Christmas
get there.
break. Okay. Another wait, you didn't even say your real story.
Yeah. Okay. I have another short one that I'll pair with this one, and then I'll do a
Okay.
longer one. This was another humbling experience, but this really is one of my favorite things about Dad is he does keep it so real with us. Always. Always keeps it real. So he coached us our whole lives in basketball. All growing up, he was always our basketball coach.
Kira, even in high school.
Yes. But this was in 4th grade. We'll get there. This was in 4th grade, and he never made us run. Like, he hates when coaches make their kids run. So I never ran during basketball practice. except in 4th grade, this one particular practice. And I go over to him and I'm just like gasping for air. I'm sure it was like 1 up and back. Like I really was a pretty unathletic child. And I like literally could not catch my breath. And I like was bent over like I couldn't breathe. Could not breathe. And I'm like, Dad, I think I have asthma. And he just looks at me deadpan. No. You're just out of shape. I was literally 11 years old. Who says that? Yeah.
Crazy.
Turns out I do have asthma. Plot twist.
That
was good.
So
that was good.
Yeah. Oh, that is a good one.
So that's 2 funny ones.
Yeah,
of
that's
me and Dad.
amazing.
Yeah.
One that I'll say is that our old house, we had an indoor half-court gym.
Mm-hmm.
It was the coolest thing ever. Sixers logo on it. Just so cool. We spent so much time in there.
And
there were
nights
mirrors
yeah.
that we'd do dances in. And it was the best thing
It
ever.
was so fun.
So when we'd have guys come over, Dad would be like, let's get in the gym. And they'd be like, what? So we'd open the window. We'd crawl through the window into the gym. And Dad would watch them shoot.
Yeah. And judge them based off of their
And judge
basketball
them.
performance.
And then we'd go out with the guys, come back, and he'd be like, yeah, like, you're 10 times better shooter than him. It's not going to work. And I'd be like, okay,
that's how you know.
fair enough.
That's how you know.
That's how you know.
And there was one in particular I remember of your guy that came over. You know who it is. He had spilled his soda. Yeah. He'd opened the door, spilled his Sprite all over his hands. So my dad goes to shake his hand is sticky from Sprite. It was like a whole weird thing. And then him and Lex go and have a shoot off in the gym, like she just described. And I think he missed every shot.
Yeah, it was bad.
I remember it distinctly. I was
bad.
sitting on the gymnastics mat right there. He missed every shot.
It was so
It
embarrassing.
was so bad.
Dad was
Anyway.
like not impressed. I think that's the same night that when said man walked in, Dad pulled up the For Strength of Youth pamphlet. For Strength of Youth is this little book that our church uses as like for the youth guidelines, whatever.
On dating
Says, like,
and school and
yes.
social life. It's just, yeah.
Yes. And Scott whipped it out.
Pulled
and
open the dating section.
Uh-huh.
Page 24, I believe.
Kira knows is like the back of her hand.
I do. Mm-hmm.
You really do. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Okay, I have one more. I
Okay.
have one more dad story.
Okay.
I have a million. I was looking through my Snapchat memories today to prep for this, and just like everything was flooding back. But
Wait, that's so
we weren't
cute.
allowed to have Snapchat, as has been discussed on the podcast.
Yeah.
Till my senior year of high school.
Snapchat,
But
big no.
the last 3 years, there's some good memories. Minus my 18 months I was serving a mission. But
Yeah. You didn't even talk about your mission.
yeah.
Wait, tell them what a mission is really quick.
Okay, yeah. So in our church, you have the choice when you turn 18 or 19 to go for 2 years or 18 months, and they assign you to a location somewhere in the world. And so I was actually assigned to Salt Lake City, Utah, and I was in the church's visitor center, and I got to give people who'd never heard of the church. It's the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Their headquarters is right there. And I got to give people from all over the world tours for 18 months and teach
So
them
awesome.
about what we believe and how to find joy and how I found joy. And I got to do it in Spanish. I speak Spanish, so that was great.
Your Spanish is amazing.
Oh, thank you. That's nice.
You're welcome.
That was jail. I was seriously jail. Anyway, I got back last February, and so
Yeah.
coming
Almost
up literally almost a year in 2
That
weeks.
is
crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, but I was gone.
Wait,
for
what
18
was
months.
the biggest lesson that you learned when you were gone? Just because you don't, when you're on a mission, you don't have access to. You have a phone, but you can't text your
No social
family, your
media,
friends, no
yeah.
social media, no calling people. You can call your family once a week, but like you're completely disconnected.
Yeah.
So what's the biggest thing that you took from your mission that you brought back and have applied to your normal life?
I love that question. To be honest, there's a million things. Like you're gone for 18 months. I did it right out of high school. So I graduated high school and then left. And you're literally ripped from pretty much everything you know, but it's obviously
Right.
voluntary. And so for me, the biggest thing was the details of life. And in my eyes, that's seeing God through the details. And for some other
that.
people, it's some other divine being or just coincidence or whatever it is that people believe in. But for me, yeah, it was just that every little detail can bring us joy.
I love that.
was-
That is
yeah.
so cute.
Yeah,
Wow, that's beautiful.
I loved it. It was hard, so hard. never done anything more difficult in my life.
Yeah.
But
Oh my gosh.
it was so powerful. I wouldn't trade it for literally anything. But yeah, definitely like how the little things can bring us more joy.
I love that. You're so cute and perfect and amazing and
you.
beautiful and sweet.
Thank
You are literally, Kira is just the biggest ray of sunshine.
Wow.
Like seriously, like in my whole life that I've ever met, like
Thank you.
has the most amazing energy of anyone.
Wow.
You're perfect.
I feel the same about you.
Thank you.
Really though, I do.
Oh, okay. Your story.
Okay, so yeah, as we mentioned, my dad coached us all through basketball our entire lives. And my senior year of high school he was in between jobs. He was unemployed.
He was unemployed. He was writing a book. He was on his book
was
tour.
writing a book.
He was on his book
He
tour.
was doing podcasts.
He was podcasting.
And my high school basketball coach had retired or quit the year before. And so it just happened perfectly that the year that my dad was unemployed was the year that my team needed a coach. And so he, for my senior year, coached me at my school, which was so fun. And it was all my best friends played. And it was so cool because that entire season just felt like flashbacks to like first grade at the YMCA. And then sixth grade in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, where we used to live. And then eighth grade, and then freshman year when I didn't make the basketball team, and he would just run me through drills over and over and over and over and over to get me to go on the team. And then the culmination of all of it was like a fairy tale ending.
That is so cute.
Yeah.
And they won state.
We won state.
That
New
is
Jersey State
so
champions.
awesome.
Yeah, it was just so special. So
Yeah, that
that's
was
like
such
my
a
favorite
fun
moment with
time.
Dad ever was that second that the clock hit 0 in the state championship. And we just like looked at each other and we're like, it's crazy.
That's
it was seriously so
so
special. So that was like my
sweet.
favorite. Got to see him every day for 2 hours
Oh my gosh.
during practice.
So,
So,
awesome.
it was the best thing
Which is
ever.
great because when we were growing up, like our dad was, grinding work and stuff.
Mhm.
And we really would see him at the arena.
Yeah.
And that was about it because he'd be gone when we wake up and he would get back after we were asleep. So we really saw him on weekends unless there was games, which
Yeah.
there usually was between all the seasons. It was like the arenas was our time with him. So
Yeah.
getting that time when he was in between jobs was so special
The
because
best.
he was just around and
Mhm.
came to our stuff, and it was a really, really cool time.
It was. And
Yeah.
even when he wasn't a job, he made such an effort to be there for
Totally.
everything. Like he would
Totally.
drive home for our 3:00 middle school basketball games and then drive back into the city for
Yes.
a Sixers game. So
Yeah.
we were so lucky that he was around all the
Oh
time.
my gosh, yeah,
Yeah.
he's awesome. So I want to talk a little bit about it's so cute just looking at you with
This
your
is so
podcast
fun.
stuff.
This is fun.
Kira and I actually before okay, this is a
Salt
touchy
in the
subject.
wound.
This is a little bit of a touchy
It's
subject.
terrible.
Before I had the idea for Girl Dad, Kira and I were actually gonna do a podcast,
Mhm.
and it was gonna be awesome. It was
Yeah.
gonna be called Yearbook.
Someday, pending. Details
It'll
pending.
happen. It'll happen. But Kira and I were the OG supposed podcasters, and Dad replaced her in my head. So
It's fine.
So now
It's okay.
she's a special guest,
I'm honored to be
the
here.
specialist guest.
Stop it. You flatter me.
Okay. So
Okay.
so I want Okay, first I was thinking we should just go back and forth, and I want us to make a Scott O'Neill starter pack.
Love.
So like we
Perfect.
could each just say like
Perfect.
4 things that just makes up Scott O'Neill. I'll go first. Number 1, Instagram Reels.
50 a day.
This
in
man,
our inbox.
I don't know how he has the time with how busy
50
he is.
a day.
Sends 50 to 100 reels every single day.
Mhm. And when he's not sending them, one of my things I thought of for Scott O'Neill starter pack is the third row in the car.
Yeah.
We all get car
yeah,
sick, all of us.
yeah.
And so he always sits in the third row. And
Which
so when,
is such a sweet, like,
So
that's such a
nice.
shout to Dad because
Yeah.
he always gets in the third row.
It's the
I'm
best
always
without
in
even
the
asking.
front.
I'm always in the middle. But no, so if he's not sending us reels, he's blasting them at full volume off his iPad from the third row.
So
like
true.
full volume. You can't hear Taylor Swift music playing. You can't hear our mom trying to talk. Like it is.
And it's always
max
kook
volume.
slams. It's always,
Always.
people crashing on surfboards
Or
or running into poles.
3 lessons I learned from my father,
Yeah.
or something like that. Like, with a lion in the background. Like
No, literally.
yeah. They get deep. They get
They
really
get
deep.
deep. They're
Yeah.
good. He has some good ones.
When I listen, they
That's
always
crazy.
inspire
Same.
me.
I'm just
they
not
really-
good at opening my DMs.
Yeah, as we further discuss.
Okay, third row, that's a good one. My next one is corn nuts.
Trigger warning. Seriously, Alexa hates when our dad eats corn nuts. So it's like,
Yes, our dad, he is so awesome in so many ways. He chews so loud.
so loud.
And I hate the smell of corn nuts and the combination of the two. My misophonia can't handle
It's a lot
okay?
for her. It's a lot for a normal person.
Sounds are very
misophonic.
sensitive to me. And I can't handle it. The smell, it makes me, I can't even think about the next one.
No. I genuinely think, because my next one was Pez, I genuinely think we could have an entire episode about Scott O'Neill's favorite foods. Like
Necco
goldfish.
wafers.
Yeah. Goldfish with frosting.
Goldfish with frosting. Honest, anything with
cheese,
frosting.
Anything with frosting.
And anything with sprayed cheese. One time he made nachos on popcorn. He popped a bag of popcorn and he melted cheese, meat, beans, tomato on top of the popcorn.
I did the other day though. My friends and I, we make popcorn every night. I did put popcorn on my Chipotle bowl. It was amazing.
What?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Wait, like what
Changed my
kind?
life. Just like we have this like salt combination of spices that we put on the popcorn every night, and so it was just that, and I just like, put it on my Chipotle.
Put popcorn on your Chipotle
Yeah,
bowl.
just because I wanted to eat both at once. I didn't want to eat them separately. It was amazing.
That is crazy
Like,
and
seriously,
so awesome.
I mean, I'll say it. I'm my father's daughter.
You are your father's daughter.
Wow.
Okay, another one, losing his charger.
And then blaming every other person in the house.
Love you, Dad. Sorry for roasting you.
Yeah, true.
Okay,
this is a non-roast.
Okay.
This dance move he does, and you can picture. I'm not gonna do it well, but it's
No,
like,
do it.
oh, it's and his face is like, like he just hits it whenever.
Yeah, he does.
When he wins a game of pinball.
Yeah.
When he's trying to be annoying.
Yeah.
At a wedding.
Yeah,
That's his go-to.
That or the jump rope.
Yep.
He loves the jump rope.
move. Yeah,
that's a good one. Okay, wow, we're literally so on the same wavelength because my next one was the face when he's like, or when he's like,
When he mocks our smile.
he always is like, do your real smile, and he says we're not doing a real smile.
goes
He's like,
You can only imagine on family vacations with 4 daughters how many pictures are taken.
so
And
true.
so, yes, of course, there are a few fake smiles thrown in there.
Right, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Man, yeah.
He owns the beanie with his ears out. It's the cutest thing ever. Like, he wears a beanie, but he never covers his ears, and his little ears are just out. It's like the cutest thing ever. Like, that is Dad.
He does rock that.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Okay, my last one is Hint water bottles.
Oh. Owns them.
Yeah.
Owns
We got to
them.
get Hint to sponsor this podcast because I
Literally.
promise our
Literally.
family, this is not an exaggeration, constantly has 40 cases of Hint in the garage.
Yep.
And they get drunk.
When
When they get
drank.
When
They
get drinking?
Drank.
when they get drunk.
Drank it.
When they get drank. Okay.
Drink. Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway.
But no, literally, like, we'll open a 12-pack. They're gone within probably 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
best.
yeah.
It's amazing.
Crazy. Yeah, it's so awesome.
Okay. 2 more.
Okay.
One, putting his feet up on any surface. Anywhere.
Toes
his
in
feet-
general.
Scott O'Neill starter pack? His own feet. Yep.
His own feet.
Yeah. And then anywhere, which, keeps us humble.
Yeah.
It's good for me for sure. But
like when you're sitting in the front row or in like the passenger seat and all of a sudden you feel something pulling on your hair.
tickling
and you
the
turn
back of your
around
neck.
and it's Dad's foot.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
No,
really
it's real
crazy.
life. That is real life. That happens every time we're in the car. It's crazy. And then my last one just shows what an incredible guy he is that every time, because he flies so much and travels so much, he has crazy status on every airline. Without fail, when he gets first class, he gives the seat to our mom.
Yeah.
Without fail.
So
It's
cute.
like the cutest thing ever.
It's so sweet. Yeah, he's a good man. Who's a good boy? Why did you say
It's the first thing that came to mind.
Oh, I was just gonna say something crazy, but I kept it in. So I want to talk a little bit just about some of like our favorite lessons, the best lessons that we've learned from dad, because I feel like he's seriously just taught us so much. I feel like everything he says is like gospel. It's literally just like so good. Like when I come to him with a problem, he gives me advice, and I'm like, wow, how did you do that? That's amazing.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he's amazing. Okay, you start us off.
Okay. And it's like you hear him on podcasts, you see him in like big conferences.
Yeah.
But like we get that
Every day.
Literally every day. It's the best thing ever.
We're so lucky.
We really are. My favorite lessons I've ever learned from
Mom
him.
too, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, our mom's incredible. She's the best. But my favorite lessons I've ever learned from him. I was 10 years old and we went to this camp. It was called Camp Joy in the middle of nowhere, Ohio. And they had given all the dads a prompt. And they said to the dads, like, okay, you have 30 minutes to prepare as if this was the last time you would ever see your daughter. And so we reunite after they planned for 30 minutes. And I just thought we were going on a walk. They told us it was a daddy-daughter walk. And so we're just walking. And he said, Kira, there's some stuff I really want you to know, and I never want you to forget it. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah, no, for sure. I was literally 10. I didn't really know what was going on. But I like can picture it right now as if it was yesterday, the 3 lessons he taught me. And the first was that it's always going to be okay. He said exactly verbatim. He said, you're going to get in car crashes. You're going to have boyfriends break up with you. We're going to have to move as a family. You're going to fail a test. You're going to really struggle. And he said, but just know it's always going to be okay. There's nothing that can't be okay.
I love that so much.
Which is so true. I just love that so much. And he's reminded me of that over and over and over. And then secondly, he said, family, family, family.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, growing up, we moved a ton. We were around, just different cities, different states. But we always had each other. And that's what he drew back to is he said, no matter what, no matter if you have friends, if you don't have friends, like you have us. And it's such a blessing that we've had such an incredible family. And I know it's because of mom and dad and the way they've shaped it.
Totally. And yeah, that's why we're all so close, because they would push that on us all the time. Just like what matters most is the people in this room right now.
Yeah.
Like these are your people through everything. We will never let anything get between the 5 of us. And we've all had messy breakups, messy friend endings where we've needed to rely on each other. We've all had times when we feel like we don't have any friends, and to be able to have that support system like built in is just I'm so grateful for it.
It's amazing. And they would say it, but then they actually lived it. Like all through high school, every weekend it was one night with your friends, one night with our family. Yeah. Like that's just how it was.
More often than not, we were hanging out with our family. Like,
and we chose to.
Yeah, it wasn't,
so lucky.
We weren't like, I don't feel like when I was in high school, I rarely hung out with friends.
Yeah.
Like it was really like weekends were like with the fam, and every night we never hung out on school nights. Like we were always just together, and it was the best.
So nice. And we all still love that. Like I would choose our family over literally anyone.
Me too.
And then the third thing he said, which is what he lives, he signs emails like this. He just whatever, but at 10 years old, I hadn't heard it. But he said anything, anytime. He said if it's the middle of the night and you need someone to come pick you up, if you're down and sad, if you're at college and you don't have anyone to turn to, he said anything, anytime, give me a call. Come get me and I'll be right there. And that is like the epitome, I think, of our dad.
I love that. Epitome
of our dad.
I don't know what that means, but I think that's what
like
you're trying to say.
Who he is at his core.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes.
For everyone. And for us, obviously as his daughters, but for literally everyone in his life. It's so special.
Yeah, it is. It's so cool. I love all of those. Oh my gosh.
What are your lessons?
The first one is that I will say it's all about who you're with. Like I feel like not where you are. Who you're with, not where you are. I feel like he's always like just shown that in the way that he is around people, even to the like be where your feet are stuff. It's like he's always just so present with who he's around. And it kind of what you were saying, it's like we have such like a strong relationship with each other, I think, because of that too. And we all make super deep connections with people. And I think that's just something that I love from him.
I love that.
Number 2 would be API, like
classic,
which is my favorite concept of anything ever.
Oh, by far.
I tell people about it every day. People, whenever someone tells me that they read Dad's book, they're like, I love API.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
because it's amazing.
yes.
It's groundbreaking. It's
Yo,
the best thing
so,
ever.
So what API is it means assume positive intent. And he's been saying this since as long as I can
Forever,
remember. We
yeah.
all have it like engraved in little rocks in our rooms. And assume positive intent, which essentially means whenever someone else does something, says something, whatever it is that upsets you, you assume that they weren't meaning it to hurt you, that they weren't meaning it in a bad way. So like the example I always give is if you're driving and someone cuts you off.
I use the same example. Yeah, I know exactly what you're going to say.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
If you're driving and someone cuts you off, instead of getting frustrated, you are like, what if that guy is rushing to the hospital because his wife is about to give birth? Is that what you're saying?
I think of every time. It's so
That's
true
so
though,
cute.
because you really
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah, totally.
I love that. It really is the best lesson. That's my favorite from
Yeah,
him.
no, I love that so much. And then the third one would be you can do anything you want. Like literally anything. He's always said that since we were babies. Like you can do anything you want if you put your mind to it and you work hard.
Yeah. Because he works so hard and then he loves so hard.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
totally.
he literally works harder than anyone I've probably ever seen in my
Oh
life.
my gosh. Which kind of brings me to my next point
Yeah.
of we always say to our dad, you set the expectation way too high.
Oh my gosh.
Because how are we ever going to find guys that can even come close to how amazing you are?
He's incredible.
This man is still getting our mom flowers all the time, telling her how beautiful she looks all the time. Like, just is such a good husband, such a good dad. It feels
He has
hopeless, to
every
be honest.
Good quality.
Everything.
Good quality.
He's
He
everything
is seriously
good.
incredible.
He could be a little more sensitive sometimes.
Occasionally, but that's good for us.
Yeah, we need it.
Our mom
It
is really
toughens us.
sensitive and like loving in that way. And
Yeah.
he toughens
Is
us
not.
up
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that way.
no, literally.
But no, truly, his humor, his work ethic, his faith is really important to him.
Yeah.
The way he loves our mom, the way he loves us. He truly has every good quality you could
Yeah,
ask
he
for.
really has set us like, and I think that's why, I mean, not that we have great track records to show, but I think that like
We're on the up.
for long,
we're on the up.
we're on the up. I think that we both have like pretty high standards for what we're looking for in a marriage, and I think that that's literally all from him because it's like, yeah, it does feel daunting that I know I'm never gonna find a guy that's, you know, as good as him, but that there is guys like him and that it's real and that it's possible because he's just awesome.
He is literally amazing in every way.
Yeah.
And shows like how you should be loved by your husband.
Yes,
Because he's so good to our mom.
Totally,
Who deserves the
totally,
world?
totally.
She's the queen.
Yeah, she's
So,
literally the
yeah.
best. Okay, Kira, thank you so much for coming. Wait, we're gonna end with guess the Disney character.
Okay.
Do you want to do it? You should do it. And
I'll do
guess.
it. Okay.
Unless you want to
Okay.
guess, which is more fun for
No,
you.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it. Okay.
Okay, is it a girl?
No.
Is it an animal?
Yes.
Is it friends with Eeyore? Is he friends with Mickey?
No.
Is it a boy?
Yeah.
Sully from Monsters Inc.
Oh, I wish. No.
Is he in Toy Story?
No.
Is he in a Disney original movie?
Like a decom?
Yeah.
Can I can I give you a hint?
I'm watching TV. You mean television?
Okay, anyway. He's friends with a princess.
Is he in a princess movie?
Yeah.
Flynn Rider.
Right movie. He's an animal member.
Oh, is it the little gecko?
Pascal!
Pascal! What is lizard? What is Pascal?
A chameleon.
Chameleon.
Yeah.
Wait,
Chameleon.
that's such a good one. Oh my gosh. Wow, that was amazing.
Yeah, thank
It was
you.
nice to have a switch up, not one of Dad's
Not Smee.
couple.
Or
Yeah,
Terrence.
as fun as me and Terrence
Yeah.
are. All right, Kira, thank you so much for coming. This was so much fun. Thank you for listening and for watching. If you liked what you saw and you want some more, like, subscribe, follow, all of the above. And we'll see you next week with another episode of Girl Dad.